How's it going, everybody? Today we're building out Stagebox and we're building out show for my weekend shows. That's it. Casual talk, as always. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Monday live stream. If it's your first time on the channel, hi, my name is Guillaume. I'm a live sound engineer that talk about anything that has to do with the world of live sound, live production. The Behringer wing, that's a compact. Don't mind it. It's just having a great time there. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you would like to know more about these things, as I'm live every Monday talking about live sound, stuff that you could do. We have a chat working. What's up, Nick? Good to see you. Welcome back to another Monday live stream. For those of you, Don's Dream, Nick is a really good source of information. He always has really good question and he knows a lot of stuff about same stuff that I do, but together, we just make a better community. We're better as a community to answer your questions. So make sure to leave them in the comment if you're watching this after the show is live, or in the chat if you want your question to be answered right away. Looks like the spaceship in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You should see the cable on the ground. Steven, hello from Colombia. Hi from Montreal, Canada. I think it's worthy to precise where I am, if I'm one side of the continent or the other side of the continent. I'm East Coast, by the way. Hi. Well, as East Coast as Montreal can be. Whatever. So the plan for today, I don't know if you guys follow me or not, but I had a lot of show last week. I did 4, and sadly enough, one of my DL231 gave me a little bit of trouble. I was doing a sound check as usual, but for some reason, let me give you guys some explanation. On the DL231, every single XLR that you plug goes to 2 different preamp, and after that, they go to 2 different output in the back of the 231. So my preamp from 1 to 8 working just fine, absolutely nothing wrong with them. You have also redundancy on the DL231. So on the DL231 you have port A, X and Y, and port B, X and Y. For some reason, port B, X and Y, I was getting glitch. I was getting like out of phase, weird stuff happening. So all that to say that I RMA'd that box. But this week, I have 2 show. I'm providing 2 band at the same time. So I'm down 1 stage box and I need more stage box than I usually do. Because I have somebody replacing me on my usual gig where my 231 usually live. But apparently, they are in RMA right now. I just had an email from the guys that they are working on it, but if for some reason they do not have... Hold on, Grayson had to restart the live stream from YouTube app. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it's definitely weird. But all that to say that my unit is in RMA right now. They're working on it, but it might not be ready for Friday's show because we have the Canada Day this week on tomorrow, actually Tuesday. We have Canada Day, so they're closed. After that, Wednesday will be the only time slot that I have to go pick it up because I'm going to do the Montreal Comic Con. I'm going to be mixing a live stream there for 1 booth, so I'm basically going to set up on Thursday, not be there on Friday. I'm going to do my gig, but Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we're going to do, well, actually Comic Con and Teardown. So I probably don't have the time to do it. So my plan is to use what I already have. I could just send out my 151. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm basically putting my coffee on expensive things again. I have a Midas 151 here, which is a 24 input and only 24 input. This thing doesn't have output. I could put that in a rack and maybe do some weird trickery over there so I can use the output of the second 231 for 80-inch monitor, because this is basically a monitor rig that I'm running with that. And after that, having front of house, you know, being injected in the wing from another port, but that's going to be too complex of a setup for the guys there. I'd rather just not doing that. So the plan will be, I'm gonna go drop my 251 on that tour kit. They're only gonna use the first 48 input. The first 24 input instead of 48, and the 16 out will be, as usual, the 16 out. So nothing really changing on their end. The only exception will be that they're gonna have to share the gain from the 251 for the first 24 input of the show. It's not perfect, it's a good compromise. I've already set up the wings over there to basically go from port C to port C, and I'm just taking the channel from port A, which will be this 251, and sending it into the other wing, and you can just grab it from there. And the last channel will be separate gain. Should be good. Should not be too far off. Because let's be honest, when you're doing monitor and you're doing front of house with roughly the same kit, other than the gain being like slightly different by 1 or 2 notch, usually it's the same output. When you set up your gain, you're pretty much good to go. So that's going to be the plan. So what we're going to do today was we're going to take off this 251 out of the rack, and we're going to build a stage box for me to use on my show, the one that I will be mixing out with that wing. I'm gonna use the 151 because I think I will have enough input coming from the stage. Worst case scenario, I'm still gonna have 8 line coming from this 4888 from Clark Technic, and I'm gonna try to hook together everything into the hub 4. And if I can, I want to have one single connection at front of house. This is what we're gonna try to build today. I don't know if it's gonna work, to be honest. It's been a while since I've done some work with my Hub 4 Pro, but we're gonna figure out a way to do this. Worst case scenario, it will be 2 cable, one for the Hub 4 Pro that's gonna convert the Stage Connect to this device, and after that, I'm gonna use the 151 as just regular input. Shame you don't have your wing rack yet. Actually, speaking of, I canceled my order for a wing rack. Sorry, but I already have 3 wing. I was thinking of doing exactly what we're doing here. This rack, I kept that rack for a long time to have the wing rack, have the Hub 4 Pro, have the N4888 and the DL8. Actually, I could put the DL8 in there also as a backup. But all that to say, don't want to drop metal shard in my coffee. All that to say that after a while, I've got tired, and then I canceled my order from Long & McQuaid for the X32, not the X32, the wing rack. It was taking too long, and I don't want to say I got tired of waiting. I just went like, you know what? I don't need one. I can live without one. It's not like I have it for free. I have to pay for all that gear, by the way, guys. Anybody who's watching say, oh, you're a YouTuber, you get gear for free. No, I don't. I purchased every single piece of gear that you see here. I never even had a free sticker from Behringer. So, no, nothing. No freebie for me. That's not how it works. If I had free gear, of course I would take it gladly, no problem. Like pretty much everybody who doesn't like free gear, right? But no, seriously, no rack for me. I'm gonna have different options. And it's not like I don't have enough I/O. I have something, I counted the other day, I have something like stupid amount, like I have 120 something in and out, and I don't think I counted that DN4888, so yeah. Nick, I'm doing a show through wing rack monitor, wing rack compact at FOH, connected via Dante primary, secondary, and ASB to B as a backup between console. Yeah, great way to do it. But actually, speaking of, I think I can talk about that today. I canceled my rack order, but it's probably gonna make some of you guys happy. I want to make sure that I don't drop that coffee. I ordered a wave card saying with a 251 in my hand. I ordered a wave card because I was thinking of something. With the microcomputer you can get for almost no money, I could see myself making a wing compact, flat surface, like I like to have my console, flat surface. And in the space under it, I can probably hide a computer too. Or I can use my laptop, depending on the setup. But I was thinking about it, and I'm gonna go Wave. Or I'm gonna try Wave. And the card is so affordable at the moment. It's on sale at Long McQuaid for 260 Canadian. So convert that to whatever currency that you guys are using. It's really affordable. If I ever need it, I'm gonna have one. I can keep it on the shelf. I don't have to put it in my console, but in this one, I probably gonna remove the Dante card because I don't really need it, or I'm gonna keep it aside. It's really easy to swap the cards, and I'm gonna put in a Dante wave card instead of the Dante internal. So for now, that's gonna be the plan. Dante external, no, because I like to have the W Live cards. Seriously, I like those things. Okay. Now it's time to build a rack. How should I do this? I think I want to have my 24 input here at the top, and I may have to put the rack down to do that. Or should I do it at the bottom? And should I do it at the bottom and having all my cabling up there? Because I'm gonna build a kit where I have all my looms already pre-made, like this one. This one is a loom that is ready for my lead singer Simon. That's his full, like that's full XLR. That's the one that you need. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cable already taped together. This is Can-Air permanent installation cable, but it's been doing great for the last 15 years for me, or actually since 2012. Is it 15 year? Not yet. 13. I have these looms since 2012 basically, and so far, knock on wood, I only have a few of those breaking, and it'll allow me to run just a single cable to every single musician on the stage. So I have 5 different loom already made like this. This one doesn't look that big, but this one, I believe, is 50 footer. So I put my rack next to the drummer. Drummer is really short. The loom is about 15 foot, and everything is like, every wire is cut to be at the right place, and it was soldered by me to be at the right place. So I solder all those XLR specially made for that band, because I used to tour with these guys a lot. We used to do a lot of show, and at one point I was like, Is it worth it for me to spend a day or two soldering XLR and only roll 4 cable at the end of the gig? Answer was yes. Anyway, just that to say, yeah, I'm probably gonna go that route. Probably gonna put my, actually I should measure, because I want my loom to be sitting under. I think I'm gonna put everything up, but I think I'm gonna put everything up in size, in depth size order, basically. So the 151 will be the deepest part of that rig. We're gonna have the Hub 4 Pro. Oh, that thing is heavy. We're gonna have the Hub 4 Pro. And after that, I'm gonna have my 4888 in front of it, but I'm gonna just raise that stuff up so I can have a front plate here to hold the cable from falling on each side of the case. But I'm probably can put a front plate there. 2 to 3U, I have those around. So I think I'm gonna do that. The compact is leaning sideways, grinding for help with the orange light. No, it's just on mute. No, it's fine. It's doing fine. Don't worry about it. It's there. Good console. Good console. All right. Let's start screwing up. Let's take the rack and push it to the side. But tell me, how you guys been doing? It's been a long time since I saw some of you here. We can have a good time together while I'm building a rack, and we'll only take a few minutes for me to build that. Don't worry. Also tested the Focusrite Red Net Dante stuff. How's the Focusrite stuff doing? Hey Nick, actually, let me ask you, can you use the wave stuff, the wave card, to hold on, I'm having a hard time with that screw here. Seems like it's stuck. Can you record with the wave card? Can you record into what's the wave software? Hey Charlie, how you doing, man? I have a stuck screw here. You can record with the waveguard with any DAW 64 channel. Okay, sold. Well, actually, I just bought one, but sure, that's what I'm gonna do with it. I'll be okay with that. Okay, sorry guys, I'm having a hard time with a stock screw, so it will be a matter of having a $1, one American dollar, or one Canadian dollar. If it was American, it would be less than that. One Canadian dollar. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna push with it under the screw, and I'm gonna try to push that thing up as I'm screwing or unscrewing this, and I don't know if I have the thread back again. Ah, shoot. Okay. This is giving me a hard time. Oh, come on. Okay. Maybe I won't be able to use that first U, so I'm just gonna go with it and not use the first U of that rack. We're gonna have a space at the top, and that's it. Let's go. Let's get some screw in here. Actually, I have a long one because those are too short for the 4888. Lorty, did you know that? Do you know how to tighten the twist lock when they start to become sloppy? What are you talking about? What I refer to a twist lock is a electrical connector that we use in North America. So I don't think of the right thing. Rob, tell me what you refer to, because I want to give you the right information. Maybe I have the answer, maybe I don't. Oh, the latch on the Gator? On the Gator case, actually this one is a really good example, and I can probably show you that because I have a camera right there. These are off-brand, or these are TCH brand latches that I purchased not that long ago. I drilled the rivet out of the case and I used metal screw to tighten those in. This is just Phillips screws, or actually those are square head screws. But I drill out the rivet to the old one, bought these TCH. You can just buy that part, and I basically replaced the Gator one. Those are way better, and they cost I believe when I purchased those, actually maybe it's been a long time for those, but I believe they cost like $2 or $3 Canadian each. So $20 and you redo the whole case with really good latching, with a really good latching system. You don't have to deal with the crappy one from Gator. So that will be my my recommendation. Just a drill. It's really a matter of minute. All you need to do is drill out the old rivet. Takes a few seconds. Put on metal screw. I think I have 1-inch screw for that. They're just long enough so that they don't they grip enough in the case. You need, screw really small. They're just long enough so that they grip in this case, and because they're metal screw, they're self-tap screw, the tip of that screw is like a drill bit, so they just slide right in. It was a really easy process to do. Seriously. It took me like 20 minutes. That case now is latching really well. I had previously a problem where you end up in a situation where the case is grabbing a bump and one side panel is opening up, all your cable end up on the floor, like usually in the middle of a ramp or something. So if you can get if you can get TCH hardware and replace the used to that one from Gator, it will be a better option. But seriously, for $20 Canadian, so that's like $5 American, $2 American. No, I'm just kidding. It's about 30% different. But for the small cost of a few dollars or a few euros, you can basically replace these and never have to worry about them, because the one that I have here are tour quality, so they won't let you down. Yes, Bowler, it's rack day, because I need a rack for tomorrow. Actually, for Friday, not tomorrow, but I want it to be ready for tomorrow, and we're gonna do this together. And after that, we're gonna take a look at how I can integrate that with the wing compact. The wing that is right there. Just give me a few minutes. We're gonna get there. We're gonna power up that thing. We're gonna wire it up. I've never tried 4888. It's gonna be my first time. Be gentle. We'll do this like gentlemen. And I might have to go get a plate for this. Let me bring you back in, guys. We're gonna finish that rack. I love that screwdriver. Not sponsored, but I fix it. Dots of Dream. Nick used the 4880 all the time. 8 wireless line level and 8 stereo monitor. That's almost what I'm gonna get here. I need to count how many inputs I will need for the band that I will do, but I think it's gonna be like a few wireless and I think it's gonna be a few wireless and in-ear monitor in the 4888, but I'm gonna try to put everything in the 151 if needed. If I really need to, I'm gonna run the DL8. I would prefer not to use the DL8 so I can save on weight if I don't need to have it in that rack, but if I do, I have a DL8 and I swear I'm gonna use it. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I might need a router. Really suck about the wing rack delayed? Yeah. I'm not gonna be a customer for that because not that there's anything wrong with the wing rack. I love it. It's just a matter of I have so many input already, and I rather, between you and me, I rather mix show with console. Doing iPad stuff is a way to go. The HD96 Air is like a good compromise of physical hardware and touchscreen. Maybe in the future I will have one at least for a demo. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I prefer to have a console and not be in a crowd with an iPad, because I've done that too many times. I don't want to do that anymore. Or in situation that, you know, where it makes sense, where I'm doing everything on an iPad. Let's say a duo somewhere where I'm running front of house and monitor and I have no place to be front of house, but I rather have a console with a dedicated space nowadays. I'm getting old and grumpy and you don't want the sound guy to be in the crowd. The wing rack is dope, but I have to control it from a small nook with a PC touchscreen. Can send the Wing iPad app. Okay, I think the Wing iPad app is not that bad. I just wish they make it. Actually, I just wish that they make the app exactly the same thing as the software. It will be fun. Screws, extra screws. Well, for now, extra screws. Okay, I'm gonna go. Guys, give me 5 seconds here. I'm gonna put you on the weight screen, but I'm gonna get a plate, a faceplate for that rack. Give me 1 second. Here's it. Is it the one? No, that's the pause. Okay, don't move. let's get back to this. So I grabbed myself a 3U blank, which I believe will be enough. I think actually is going to be perfect if I'm sanding it down just a tiny bit. Oh no, is it? Is it doing it? Oh no, I think I'll have to raise the top unit just a few millimeters to make it fit. It's almost getting there. Like the corner of the plates are giving me trouble. They barely want to fit. Ah, come on, you can do it. It fits at the top, but tiny bit at the bottom not fitting. I wish so bad I could remove this screw. Will get rid of all these problems for me. If not, well, we're gonna use a 2U screen mesh. But I'd rather have 3. Okay, we gotta figure it out. How can I do this? Anybody got a clue how to remove a screw like that? That is like almost free, but the thread is not gripping anymore. Like when I turn it, it just go nowhere. But yeah, Copilot sucks. You're not the first one to say that, and I didn't try it enough to no, it's not. I don't think it needs lubes. It just need a push so that I can, yeah, tap it with an hammer. I try to avoid that because I know I'm going to destroy that rack if I do this. Oh, come on. I try to push so it can grab on threads. If it could grab on something, it's just spinning freely. That's the problem. But it's stopping me for having a good time because it's spinning freely. So, okay, let me check something again. If I do this, bottom here, I could just screw that plate down and it's kind of gonna work. But if I could get that extra U, actually, you know what? We're going rogue here. We're just gonna go salvage and making it not straight, which is a big mental brain freakery. I'm just gonna go long screw and I'm just gonna put it on top of the 151 and call it a day. And because this is not a permanent setup, I can probably live with that. Okay, at least for 1 gig. So there we go. There goes nothing. Is it at the right spot? It's gonna work. Okay, hold on. That rail had a hard time before. Okay, I'm gonna start with the top screw. For some reason, that rail here is crooked. I don't know why, but it is. So I'm just gonna stabilize it with the first top screw and try to align the bottom one till it reaches something like that. And we're just gonna tighten it until things stop moving, right? That's the way to go. That's gonna be more than enough for what I want to do with this thing. This is not leaving on a tour. This is just for a one-off. Putting that in the back of my car. And I just don't want my cable to fall in front of the unit. You'll see why in a few seconds. If you have trouble on this side of the rail, just use the one in the back. Definitely, that will be a way to go. But again, like I said, this is just for a one-off. You know, I have these things here overlapping, but it's not in the way of the fan. It's not in the way of anything. I'm good with that. I'm gonna survive with that one. But definitely, if I have to rebuild in that rack, I will use the back rail. And I'm probably gonna find a hammer and hammer this thing out because it just sucked that I have to do this. I would prefer to have a power conditioner on here. Okay, let's go where the fun is. Let's go in the back. Take a look at that, guys. Hold on, let me do this. Take a look at this. That should have been the thumbnail. All right. So we have the 151, the Hub 4 Pro, and we have the 4888 at the front, or at the top, at the front. And complaint that I have about the 4888, and I've said it many times before, I wish that you could change the orientation of the rack. I wish on a new version you can have reversible screw or rack here on that. So let's be honest, what I want to do with it is to use it with cables. I have 16 connector at the front and one cable at the back. The one cable at the back, if I'm using this with a separate unit like a wing rack and I want to connect stage connect from here, I have to reach down in the rack, and all my connection at the front are the one that I usually would leave plugged. Let's say on a in-ear rack, I will leave those plugged in, and they will have to go, you know, I will have to have a cover for a rack that is deep enough to accommodate for the XLR and everything. If I could have the 16 output in the back, kind of like a 151, I think it would be a good idea. I understand that this is not for every single scenario that you want to use these unit, but to avoid confusion with that, please make reversible ear on the 4888 and all those units from the stage rack. Because let's say that they were inside, I could have 16 connection here in the back connected to the 16 in-ear wireless microphone and only go at the front one single XLR and call it a day. Please, if somebody's listening, please do that. All right. I have a little light here that I can probably put in the rack for you guys to see if I just dim it down just a little bit. That's basically it for the rack. That's basically it. I'm gonna try to aim that in the back of the rack so you guys can see something at least. I reversed and recess mounted mine. Yeah, it aligned perfectly. Yeah, you would have to do something like that. Or you can probably DIY some rack here or get a shelf. But nah, I'd rather not. I just wish that from factory you could just like 2 screw, flip the bracket around. It's not, I don't think it's gonna cost more than one U recess kit from Amazon. Yeah, it's an option, but if you don't have to fix it from the factory, you save $10. Okay, let's power something up. Let's power some stuff up. Let me grab a couple of IEC cable. I have a power bar here with a few IEC cable already plugged in. We're gonna fire up this And oh, it's only 2. Yes, it's only 2 units. Because the Hub 4 Pro is going to take care of the power for the 4888. Let me grab a quick short XLR cable for that. I have this one here. It's a little too long, but I think it's going to do just fine. I'm going to have that cable right there. No. Okay, stage connect out. 2 stage connect in, and that thing should light up. Does it? At the front, I do have power. It does say that I have power at the front. All right, let's start to make some space around here. Ah, way better. I'm gonna connect everything in the back of the unit first, then we're gonna figure out the placement of all that stuff. But I want all my bundle, you know, to remain in there. That's basically the idea. So let me grab, I know the first one we're gonna use is drums. And I'm gonna create the patch according to the loons that I have. Some of these things have been around a long time, and I don't know if they are still relevant to that band, so maybe we'll skip a few, but basically you're gonna start building or patch from here. And I've done it so many times with that band because I've been touring with these guys for 15 years that I kind of know the patch that I'm gonna build anyway. So if I know I'm skipping some stuff, I will remember when it's time to check. And also something that I have to consider, we only have 24 input available. Well, actually, we have a few more at the front that I wish could be at the back, like I said. And mostly, I want to check out that the outputs are working from the Hub 4 Pro. That's basically what I want to do. The outputs from the Hub 4 Pro and the Hub and the 8 output from the 8 output from the how am I gonna say it, 4888. And speaking of, I might have a hard time because my loons were designed for my 251 and the returns are at the back, and I don't want to extend 10 XLR for that. I know one of the mix is gonna come from the back here, so that should be fine, but after that I may have to figure out a way. Or you know what, I think I'm gonna mount, yeah, I'm gonna take the decision to mount the 4888 here in the back. And I know this lid is deep enough to allow for an XLR because I've done stuff like that before, but yeah, we're just gonna turn that around. It's only a matter of doing a couple screws. But if it was the right side from the get-go, I won't have to do that. I hope somebody at Behringer is listening. Or actually, no, it's not Behringer, it's Clark Technic. I hope somebody from Music Tribe is listening. I try to do that stuff blind. It's never a good idea. All right, 4 screws later, 1 XLR. We can just pass this thing through here. And And do we want it at the front or at the top? No, we don't need it at the top. We just need it at the second U, right? Because, no, it will make it hard for me to reach the Hub 4 Pro output. So we'll put it at the top. Same thing with the rail here. They had it previously, they have previous drama that we're gonna need to take care of. Oh, that one's hard. That one's really hard. I should get a drill to do this. Sorry, I know it's not the most camera-friendly view. There we go. Come on. The rails are bending. Okay, let me try with another one. Let me try the other side. It will be easier for me. If I do this, and I can hold it with the back of my hand, and I can show you guys my elbow. There we go. But now I can do this. And drop down. A screw. But now I can do this. Even though I'm left-handed, I'm gonna make that. No. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm curious to ask, anybody here in the chat left-handed? Because for some reason, a lot of audio engineers are left-handed. Anybody? Yes, left-handed. Anyone else other than Charlie? There you go. Oh, I still don't know if I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do, because the way might be close enough. The way that the thing is left-handed. Hi. Hi, my lefty friend. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to do what I want to do here, because the way that the connection on the DN48 they are a little more further away. Like there's a little, I can try to tilt the patch, show you guys. There's a little gap here, about 1/4 of an inch, and I don't know if it's gonna be too much for me to plug everything and put the lid back on. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try to push on it a little, because I know it's not gonna be a permanent setup. I will allow myself to make those connectors struggle for a week. It's not, like I said, it's not permanent. And after that, I think I have a really small XLR that I'm gonna use for this, but oh, you know what? I don't need to. I'm just gonna use this right here. All right, cool. So we have a clean spot to work with now. 4888 at the top, powered by the Hub 4 Pro. 24 beautiful input of Midas 151, and we're gonna start plugging some stuff. We're gonna do a show build after that. Don't go too far, guys. All right. Let me calculate what I think we're gonna have, and we're gonna count input, so we may know if we need to cut something or not. I know I'm gonna have a kick, snare, hat, tom, floor, overheads. That's 8 for the drum. Usually I have a ride also, but I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but let's count it just for now. Ride. After that, bass, mono acoustic, stereo guitar, and a sax. I was not in pair, but I can make that happen. No backing track. And I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vocal. Did I forget anything? Because I have 3 input left and I think it's too many. Or yeah, from my previous batch it would have been it would have been track and click. Okay, let's count again. No, actually it makes sense. I need to talk back too, so it's gonna be enough. We'll go that way. We'll start doing this. So drum vocal will be at the end. Okay, this one is labeled snare because everything is already labeled on that loop. So this one is labeled snare. Let's go with this snare. This one is probably kick. Yes, this one says kick. After that, what do we have here? Drum vocal. We're just gonna put it here for now. Talkback. It's gonna be the last one, and I'm gonna try to make it cleaner. That's gonna be drum in-ears. I know it's my last mix, so I know I'm gonna put it in the lowest number here. Hold on. Drum in-ear is gonna go in 3334 of the Hub 4 Pro. 3334. Oh yeah, okay. We have tracks and pads and stuff like that that we're not gonna use anymore in that loop, so this is why I have too many. Okay. Overhead right's gonna be 8. Floor one's gonna be 6. Right's gonna be number 9. First tom is gonna be 4. Actually, only tom. The other ones are floor tom. Hi-hat's gonna be number 3. Floor tom number 2 is gonna be. Ooh. Am I? Okay, I'm 1 off. Floor tom 2 is gonna be 6. Floor tom 1 is gonna be 5. After that, I have crash. That's my overhead left and right. And after that, I have tracks or backing tracks that were usually analog coming from the drummer, but I don't think I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna connect these in the empty input that we have just in case. But if I really need to, I think I'm gonna run that from somewhere else. Right. Left. All right. That's a backup line. I actually usually in those tunes I have a backup line that if I need it, it's there, but don't think that's gonna be okay. Just gonna push that here on the side. That's okay for Loon 1. Let's go. Let's go find some cutter, because apparently that thing's been hanging around long enough that I put a zip tie on it, which is not something that I usually do. Gonna get rid of that. I should have a little piece of tape here, and for some reason I don't have an in-ear mix in that loon. That's strange. Usually I do. Okay, maybe it's run with something else, or maybe I changed it. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna put a Velcro on that thing. Bass DI is gonna be your input 9 or 10. Bass vocal is gonna be number 3. And while thinking about it, my drum vocal is going to be number 5. It will be from stage left guitar, lead vocal. After that, I'm going to have my bass in 3. And I'm going to have my other guy after that. So keyboard and drum last. No clue why this is something enjoyable to watch. Well, tell me if it's not. Or maybe it's just sharing, you know, sharing the pain together. Let me grab a Velcro for this. Sharing the pain that we all live. Actually, I have a Velcro on that cable here. I'm just gonna reuse that on that loon. It's gonna be long enough. Do you guys find that enjoyable or not? It's like, is it like ASMR for sound engineer? Tell me how much of a kick you get out of see me struggling with cable. I want to have your opinion. Velcro at the stage box. Good cable management is therapeutic. I agreed. This is why we have Reddit cable porn. Nothing to do with the other kind of cable porn. We're talking about cables, not adult content. Guys, please. All right. Next to that, we have actually my friend Simon with his acoustic and everything else. Anybody else has in mind down the gutter? Just tell me that I'm not alone. I'll take that as a win. Please tell me that I'm not alone. All right. We're gonna have really loud connector noise. No, that's not it. I'm just gonna take time to make sure these cables. I take your alone. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the support. All right, in-ear monitor left for my singer, so I know in order I'm gonna have my guitar, my singer left, right, really well labeled, cabled. It's Monday. Oh, hold on, I have to put that on the screen. Rolf, please. It's Monday, that means Guillaume time. You never know what else it has in the sleeve. Just watch and enjoy. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you. If you find that somehow enjoyable, it's a win for me. Thank you. We're having a good time together. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, okay. I'm not forcing anybody to be here. But I like doing that stuff. I like for real like doing that stuff. So Antoine, bonjour Antoine. Comment ça va? Moi ça va bien. Qu'est-ce que j'ai raté au niveau des branchements? Bah, on installe tranquillement un nouveau Stagebox DL151 Midas Hub 4 Pro, le DN4888. Je suis en train de me placer pour un événement que j'ai ce vendredi. C'est tout. I just recap basically what we did in French. So, DL151 Hub 4 Pro, DN4888. And yeah, I'm gonna put the spare input here, so I'm not gonna lose them. Where's the backup for that one? This one's backup. Is it gonna reach? All these backup are just gonna be hooked there. I don't think they will be used at all, but if needed, if I need a line quickly, I can just grab that one, see what loon is in it, pull on it, and call it a day. All right. Moving on to the red loon. This one has 3, so it's going to be guitar left and right, and it's going to be, oh my god, looking at those, some of those loon have been in storage since the pandemic. So seeing that, yeah, seeing that reminds me of, actually, they don't smell like the bar that they used to be at, but they used to have a smell. You used to open up that case and it doesn't smell like old beer, but it definitely smelled like a bar. And those days are now over. They don't smell like bar anymore. But those cables did so many bar gigs, because it used to be the place where I needed them the most. Doing bar gigs, doing, you know, my stuff with it, and being by myself, because when you're doing bar gig, you don't have a patch guy, you don't have, like, you don't have people to help you, so I was doing everything by myself. This is why I end up doing all these cables, because I was tired of like running all the cable by myself and having a hard time every single time, and running a patch of 30 something input by myself every night was a hard time. Is there a reason why you switch the equipment before you connect the cables? No, not really. I just turn everything on because it needs to be done. I like to run my power usually before I run all my XLR every time that I set up on a show. So when I tear down, I also grab the XLR first, then I'm running up the cable. I just went with that in mind. No particular reason. Everything here could be off. No reason I'm wasting power. There we go. It's gonna cut down on the noise. The fans of the 151 are not loud, but they're kind of getting in the way. Okay, so I don't have returns in my guitar either. These, actually, let me manage that correctly. These loons used to have drops for everybody, but at some point they were changed because the guy were running wireless systems. So let me just take a look at what we have here. That's gonna be the one. Okay, so yeah, at some point the guys were running wireless systems, so they were just dropping their wireless in here next to the patch, and this is probably what we're gonna do. Or I'm gonna ask the local guy to provide me like 4 or 6 XLR. This is typical when I'm doing those kind of show. I just ask the local crew, hey, can you give me a main left right? Can you give me XLR for my main left right? And I'm gonna take care of everything else. That's probably what we're gonna do. All right, so keyboard left and right. Keyboard left and keyboard right will be my keyboard run. We're almost at 24, if I count correctly. We're gonna have a vocal keyboard, which is gonna go here in 5, and I don't need the backing track, so I can take that one out and plug my saxophone line there, because I'm gonna have a sax on that show. So I end up at 20. Actually, I can run If I have backing track coming from a laptop that's going to be line level, I'm going to connect those here. Now the talkback can be one further down. I can take these two out. Doing some clean. It's not the cleanest job ever, but I think it's going to be fine. Let's go 1 and 2 for tracks. Backup line here, backup. I can drop that loom here, and now I have 23 input here at the bottom, and I'm gonna have, if needed, 2 in here, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 for my guitar, lead singer, vocalist, bassist, keyboard. Again, guitar, lead vocal, bass, keyboard, and my drummer is gonna come from the Hub 4 Pro. Now I'm gonna probably move all that stuff down on the floor. We're gonna grab a cable and we're gonna try to make that thing talk, or talk to each other. I have a little bit of shielded cable here. It's not something that I would do a show with, but it's probably gonna be fine for now for testing. I'm gonna plug that here in the hub, in the 151, turning it back up again, or back on again. Connect that at the front. In the first stage box, and I think I'm able to do that. I'm either gonna connect it into one and make it work. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna connect it into the B port, and I think I should be able to daisy chain that, but maybe not, because we all know that the blue stage box don't play well with daisy chain. So let me flip that back here again. All right, can I drop that here? Can I do this? Can I? Nah, that's not gonna do it. Even with the bad screw that I have, I could probably make it fit, but with my XLR that I want to have coming, or my RJ45 connection that I want to hear. The 151 can be second box in a daisy chain. Let me ask you this. If I'm running a 151 after a DL8, if the 151 can be there, can I have 8? Can I have 8 plus 24? With my first output being 1 to 8. If I can do that, I can probably see myself putting a DL8 there. That could be really interesting. If it's at 48K, it's going to be at 48K. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's dive into the menu here quickly. It's probably going to be too far for you guys to see, but we're gonna... I don't know if I should set the DL as a Clockmaster, or if I should set the Hub 4 Pro as a Clockmaster. I'm just gonna go in the menu here and I'm gonna see what it's at. AS clock, internal clock. It doesn't like that, so we're gonna go external clock. Call it a day. This is gonna become green here, and I think I will need to set it. Let's go menu. Simple rate, I need to say it's 48. So now it clocks at 48K from an external source. So menu out, we're just gonna make sure that this is good. External clock, select, go out, and ID, I want that unit to be ID 1. Let's go menu again. Software version. Okay, so menu, AS, clock, enter, external. All right. I think this is how I want it to be set up. That is connected here. We're gonna put the rack down because I won't have any space for it. I'm gonna put the rack down after I'm connecting a cable to it. Alright, actually I can put that on a bench here. It's not gonna be too far out. If I ever want to see something on the rack, I'll be able to see it. Maybe for you guys it will be out of screen, but it's gonna be right next to the console. Let me grab a short cable. I need an RJ45 cable for that. I have one, but it's only 6-inch long, which is not enough. And we're going to use this one. This is why you should always have a 10-footer of RJ45 with neutral connector in your house. There you go. I'm gonna have the rack right here. Input 1. AS51. Port A doesn't like that. Let me grab the USB again for the wing. I'm gonna try to set that up so I can switch the stream and the camera with the pedal and everything like we usually do. Connecting this GPIO. Let's see. Is it working? GPIO, no. Is it working with this? No. I will have to manually click on the scene. Is there a brand of Ethercon you like to use? Yes, the Nurtric one. Let me bring that center a little bit. No, I don't want you to see the top of my head. That's not, don't worry guys, it's not finished yet. We're setting up. That's usually where the console is. And if I zoom, we'll be able to see what's going on here. All right. All right. Let me try something. I tried to do a broadcast the other day with my phone, and I think it was working. And I think if I put that scene on, you guys can actually see from my phone what's going on here. So we have do I have to be wide angle? Oh, it doesn't really matter. We have the 151 here. We have the Hub 4 Pro all connected. Green light on the 151, meaning that some people are happy. We're in 48K 1 here. And the console itself, well, it's the console. You guys will see what's going on with that. Let me close that for the moment. The red cable is the best I've used. Okay, not for me. Also, Link USA is amazing too. I don't know. I don't know these guys at all. But Dave Rat is definitely making some cool stuff. Alright, let's take a look at what we have here. Let's take a look at the patch, actually. It's the first time I'm trying out that setup. I'm gonna reset the console first, because I don't have anything that I need to basically keep here. I'm just gonna go setup, initialize console, all, thank you. We're starting from a blank slate here. Source, local input, no. ASEBU, okay. We have that here, we have preamp. Now, the only thing I don't know is, yeah, the Hub 4 Pro. The Hub 4 Pro doesn't see this. So I'm gonna try changing the port from the Hub 4 Pro. I'm gonna go from A to B instead. And there's something happening. There's definitely something happening. I seem to have some error because I have a blinking red light. See all those green dots? That means that I don't have the Midas. Why is that? I'm gonna try to close the Hub 4 Pro and resync the whole system. We're at 48K here. The DL is at 48K and it's clocking. The DL is happy, but it doesn't seem to be happy. Okay. Maybe I have double clock. Let's see why. Let's figure out why I'm having the error here. Sync tell me he's happy, but I don't believe it, so we're just gonna go play around with it. Internal, let's go Dante, just for a second. No, doesn't like that. Do I need to put the Hub 4, not the Hub 4 Pro, but the 151 at 96K in the config that I am right now? I'm gonna hold 1. I don't know the config that I need to set that up to for make sure that this is working. I may have to use 48K on the DL on the 151. I'm still getting a flashy red light. Let's go in the routing. ASA. Okay. I do Hub 4 Pro True 1. Okay, hold on. Custom source. No, nothing too helpful here. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna run 2 cable, but I want to try to make that run from a single cable, and I think I could. Let's go. Oh, I'm resetting the Hub 4 Pro. I'm trying at 96K. And I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I'm trying out 96K. Okay, error here. I'm gonna try to change the clock, the sample rate, not the clock, the sample rate to 96. How do you like that? Not that much, to be honest. Looking at the glitch that we have here, not happy. Let me try this again. I'm gonna turn the Hub 4 Pro. I'm just gonna fire it up and see what's going on here, and I might have to dig into documentation, or if anybody out there has a documentation of the Hub 4 Pro, not the Hub 4, the Hub 4 Pro, that can give me a clue. AS50 error? No, actually, the lights are. Let me show you. It's gonna be way easier. I'm just gonna go with the regular camera here. Let me show you this. I have the console here, you guys saw before. I have the DL here that is clocking, and I'm gonna turn down the. I can't turn down the exposure on the camera, but basically, can you see the on the left? A port is the wing. On the right, it's the B port that's communicating with the 151, and it's blinking red really fast at the top next to the B port, and it's also giving me a green one, a green flashing, slow flashing, which is normal. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, and I might have to dive into some documentation. Oh, any error on the setup? Nope, nothing. Right now it's the wing. Let me try go AS50A. What's happening? It doesn't like that. I have a green light between the Hub 4 Pro, but the console doesn't like that. Soundscore Pro concept. I think the blue box should be the master. Let's try it. I'm gonna go menu. AES clock on the 151 is set to internal clock. Doesn't seem happy. Okay, let me try another port. Let me try the Hub 4 Pro in port 1 instead of A. But right now those ports should not be at 96K, so I'm gonna go back to sample rate. I'm gonna put back to 48K. Right now it's at 48K and it doesn't seem to like that. Let me shut the Hub 4 Pro down. I'm gonna hold 48K again, and I'm gonna fire that back on. Uh, 48K. Let me go back to, actually I'm AS58, that's normal, and now I have nothing. I have nothing, everything is red, it's black, it's not talking to each other. Okay, let's go Hub 4 Pro again. Oh, it took, no, hold on, maybe I got this wrong. It took a really long time. Yeah, I can definitely get it done with two connection. That's for sure. Hold on, I'm trying to set the Hub 4 Pro at 48K. That way everybody's gonna be at 48K for sure. Okay. Okay, almost getting there. The DL cannot be a secondary box, or actually the DL cannot be the primary box. You cannot daisy chain from a DL to somewhere else. Port 1 of the DL must be connected to the console, period. Like previously mentioned, that I can done. It can be done with 2 cable for sure. For some reason, okay, let me try internal. Oh, internal is making everybody happy. So the Hub 4 Pro is not clock master. Do I have an AS50A? No, I don't see the DL. And when I click on it, there is no gain, meaning that I have no gain control. Unlike this one, I have, that gain section. Here, I have nothing. All right, let me try this again without changing anything and just changing the DL from port 1 to port B. Let's see what's happening here. To keep you guys up to speed, let me do this. Here's the setup again. So console still in A, green light, good. Nothing in port 1, 2, 3, 4, and the DL still has black. So because the console is the master, I'm gonna change that. And hold on, yeah, now you can read. Let me simple rate 48K, that's good. Clock, external clock, select. Bam. Do I have a green light now? Give it a few seconds. Okay, I do have a green light now. Let's get out of the menu and let's go back to our console. On the console itself, we don't source, we don't have gain control for some reason. Okay, time to get some documentation. If anybody got a clue in the chat, please let us know. Hub 4 Pro from Midas. We're gonna go download the documentation. Nope. Wrong website. Let me go to the download. It's different on phone than it is on the console. So is it the routing diagram that I should get? Now I'm getting spam on Twitch. Okay, all right, let me take a look at this. What does it say? It show an X32, so 48K, Stagebox at 48K. Theoretically, if I'm looking at the schematic here, I should be able to connect my console in port A, like we are right now. And I can theoretically connect a Stagebox in port B. According to the wiring diagram that I have here from the Behringer website, that you guys cannot see because it's too bright, that should be good. And looking at port under port 1 through 4, it says personal monitor like the DP48 or compatible Stagebox. So let's take a look at the quick start guide that we have here. After that, Rolf or Dali, sorry, we're gonna try other stuff, but I want to take a look at the documentation first. Let me try this. Can you guys see? Or actually, if I'm setting up my phone, oh, you guys cannot see that. Okay, let's try this. That's the documentation. It's probably too small for you guys to see, but let's take a look at what we have here. Hook it up connection. Getting started. Sync. Okay, I want to go with the different menu. Operating mode. Okay. Activate clock master. Do we want it to be clock master? Hold on. The Hub 4 Pro can be started up to work in 5 different modes. To switch between these modes, it's necessary to press and hold the front panel button during startup. So Stage Connect to AS50 in. That's for firmware update. After that, activate clock master is by pushing down port 1, 2 for AS50 in. It's not persistent. You have to turn it back on every time that you set that up. Mode 1, 48K input, press and hold button 1. That's good. Mode 2, 96K 48 input. That will be from, I don't know what could be 96K 48 input on a single line. No, you need to have both. Okay, that's right. And mode 3, 48 96K 24 channel. This is what we have. Okay. Mode 1, operate sample at a sample rate of 48K. True mode 2 and 3 at 96K with internal high quality sample rate conversion that I think is better than the one we have in the Stagebox, or not as good as the one that we have in the Stagebox. So we can take a look at that. We're going to take a small break from that, and we're going to answer a question here from Studio. Nope, you don't want to see that. You want to see that. You want to see my ugly face here while I click on that comment that says, how can I use Wave plugin in live show with this mixer? Actually, I just asked myself the same question. You need to order a Wave internal card. It needs to be set up inside the console. It's going to use your Ethernet connection in the back, the 2 port that you have there, not the 4. You need to have a Wave card, you need to install it in the console, and you need to have a Wave server to do that. Or you can use something native on your computer, whatever computer you have. You need kind of a powerful one to make that work correctly. But you can use the USB interface if you have a native solution on your computer. Otherwise, you need to have a Wave rack. DIY Wave server are not that expensive. If you want to build one yourself, you can Google that. There's many videos explaining how to do a DIY Wave server. And to run a Wave server, a DIY Wave server, you need to have the internal card inside the console. It's going to connect from the 2 port next to the power, the 2 Ethernet port there. It's gonna eat up, I believe, both port, but somebody can tell me if I'm right or wrong about this one. I did not receive that. I just ordered the card today. a few hours ago, actually around noon. It's not going to be in Canada before at least August, so don't expect a video of that real soon, but eventually I'm going to try to do native solution over network, native solution over USB, and maybe get my hand on a small computer to do a Wave DIY server. But that's kind of the way to go. You need to have a computer powerful enough to handle the Wave plugin in real time, because the thing is with the USB you're gonna get way more latency that you will with a internal card. That's the reason basically why you're paying for an internal card. Those internal cards are not that expensive. I just purchased one at Long & McQuaid in Canada here for 260 Canadian, so with taxes and everything it's under 300 bucks. I believe it's not that expensive to get 64 in and out of Wave. After that, you see how you can do that yourself. But to be honest, I'm trying it because it's really not expensive. If it was more than that, I would probably skip on that, because there's not many things in the wing that I feel like I'm missing. I don't see any plugin really that I don't have in the wing, but I'm gonna try, and if I don't like it, I'm just gonna switch, or I'm just gonna send it back, or switch to Dante and call it a day. Nobody will care about it. But that's basically how you can run Wave plugin with that console. USB with your laptop, a card with a Wave server, but it doesn't do Wave plugin natively. I believe the only console to do that is the Avid stuff. But yeah, you can run separate port or switch in the back. Okay, but you will need to have, ideally if you build a setup like that, you would need a router, a switch, you would need a Wave server, a dedicated computer for Wave server, you would need another computer to control that Wave server, and you will need to insert the track on your console. So it's if you never done routing before, you'll be in for a ride. Let's be honest, it's going to take you a couple of trial and error to make that work, but it can definitely be done. It's just a matter of your skill level. You probably can achieve that, no problem, but it's just a matter of understanding the routing. And after that, depending on how many plugins that you want to run, the way that you're going to insert those will differ from one method to the other. You can use the built-in, let me switch the camera here. You can use the built-in external effect slots from the effect rack. In here you can go external and you can patch that. I'm gonna go to channel 1 just for an example here. You patch that in, you assign a send, so basically an output. That output could be the preamp, and after that you can bring that back into the return of that preamp through local in, or to, right now it's going to say Dante on mine, but you will digitally assign a return for that channel and you can insert that here. The other option is to put everything through the Wave, so it will be routing. You will just take your input, let's say that you have your local in, you will take that and you will put them in an output source. Right now it says Dante on mine, but it's going to be it's going to say Wave if you have a Wave card, or if you enable a Wave card. Just drop that in 1-to-1 64 channel, bring that in the other way around as your source for your channel. So your channel, you will patch those, not local, not ASA, you will patch those from your card, and you'll be able to insert plugin inside your computer. But everything's going to go through the Wave processor, and it's also going to be pre everything on the wing, because it will be the source for your channel. So basically, if you follow the way that a channel work on the wing, it basically goes from top to bottom. You have your input, your gate, your blocks, different blocks, your insert, the fader. The fader is shown here on the graphic, and after that it goes to the main. You will basically put your Wave rack before all the blocks, which is not a bad thing because you don't have to use them. If you can just keep everything off like the way it is right now, and you can do all your processing inside the Wave and just using the console to mix. Definitely can be done. But yeah, It's be aware of latency, be aware of those kind of thing. Biggest way I see using wave for me is using extra reverb, extra EQ, and special effects, which free up horsepower in the wing natively. Yeah, definitely there's some way to do it, but to me, I want to give it a try. If I hear a difference that is big enough and not worth it, I think I'm gonna go that way, but I don't know. I'm trying it. The cost is too low for me not to trying it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do like it, well, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of small computer and some other computers to work with a wave rack. They changed in the new update now. You can make network clock separate in net port to 1 and switch to 2. You have the WGS card in your wing mixer. Okay, I'm gonna need to dive into this as soon as I get the card, and I don't want to set expectation too high for me, because again, it's because of the shipping problem that Behringer is facing right now. I'm not gonna have it for like a month, if not 2. You can use the wave on many channels if you route the source to wave and from wave into the channels. Definitely true, depending on where you want it in a chain. If you want it at the end of the chain, you're gonna need to eat up channels to do that, because the routing, basically you need to figure out a way to send signal into the wave after a preamp and bring it back in your console. So there's many ways to do this. There's many ways, because the wing is so flexible. The wing should not be sold as a console. It should be sold as the most flexible routing matrix that you can get for that amount of money, because the fact that this thing can handle 386 input and 284 output, don't quote me on those numbers, but crazy amount of in and out, and you can just gain, patch, and set up source. It's crazy, man. There's not a lot. Even the big console sometimes cannot do that. You can just take a channel, you can just take that as a source, give it some gain, flip polarity, enable phantom power, and you can output that to Dante. And you can do this thing. You can do this like for the whole console, for the whole input available, and you're not even using the channel to do this. Let me quickly show you what I did. Channel 1 or local 1, which is in the back of my console. Phantom power, polarity, gain, set that up, go to output. You want to output that to Dante, output that to Dante. You don't even have to use that preamp to make that happen. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of in and out. The routing capability of the wing is next level. All right, let's dive back into the Hub 4 Pro. We're gonna try to read. We're gonna try to set the Hub 4 Pro as clock master, so I'm gonna hold down port 1 to 4 button. I'm resetting it. Turning it off, holding it down, wait for it to boot. It's set at 48K. It flashed green once, and it's pretty much good to go. I'm gonna hold it because it took a long time before to do that. I think I have an API 151 now. I think I have a Happy 151 now. I don't have any clock here. Let's move my phone out of the way. let me go clock 48K. $151 seems to be happy. Let's see if I have gain control on that stuff. Let's go to source, local A, and I don't have preamp. Hold on, we'll take a break here and answer the next question. Here's a good question. I have to do about 9,800 foot delay for delay tower. We don't have long enough delay time on matrix. Do you use stereo delay set to 0? Should work in theory. You can check if the delay has long enough time. Let me check, but I think you can do it to 900 feet. Can be wrong, but let's grab a bus here. Let's grab any bus and go to home. Meters. You can only do 492 feet of delay post. What you could do is user signal that into another bus, like let's say matrix 1 into matrix 2. We're gonna try it actually. Let's go main matrix. I want to go matrix 1. I want my send menu. No, there is no. Okay, let me try that. Let's go this way, 150 meter or 490 for 500 feet. It goes to 500 feet. Can I, if I'm user signal that out, source user signal 1. I want my source of that to be my matrix 1 post fader. Post fader should have everything here. If I set that in, if I go to channel 48, I set that source user signal 1 mono, could be stereo, and we send that channel into matrix 5. Let's say that you need to do 4. Pre-fader, it doesn't really matter. Pre-fader, because we don't want to use the process. Let's go back to matrix 8. And you could do theoretically, if you not enable if you enable the delay, which is here, you could do feet. You could do probably 900 feet the way that I just did. I figured insert on matrix set to 100%, send feedback. Yeah, but you're using the delay to do that. Can't send matrix to matrix. No, you cannot send matrix to matrix, but you could do it from a bus. It has to be the main mix. Yeah, okay, but you can send the main into matrix 1. You can do it this way. You can take main 1, send it into post fader, send it into matrix 1. That way you're sending signal out to that matrix. After that, you're gonna make sure that you're gonna raise those matrix. Main 1 into matrix 1 into matrix 5. So main 1, you can actually do it. Yeah, that should work. If you go main 1, no delay, because you don't want to have any delay. You can go 500 foot into matrix 1. I'll put that into a user signal, grabbing that back in, and sending out, yeah, from a channel. You just need to use an aux. Is there a delay on aux? Yeah, you can just do it this way still. You can have even more if you want to. Yeah. You can use the channel delay and send that back into matrix. Actually, you can do 3. You can do 3 delay at the same time. You can go main, which has no delay at all. You can do matrix 1, which has 500 foot delay. You can send that into a user signal as a source, so it will be delayed. You can add another 500 foot delay, and if you want to, you can go matrix 5. It's getting signal post fader or pre fader, post fader, whatever. It's getting signal from whatever, and you can assign another like 500 foot, so you're 1500 feet of delay now. Should be enough. Should be enough for you. Okay, let's go take a look at where we at now with the Hub 4 Pro. Do we have Hub 4 Pro is set as a clock master, right? Routing. Let's go back to source AS1. I'm still not seeing the Hub 4 Pro. I'm just actually seeing the Hub 4 Pro. I have no game here. If you set delay to 520 or yeah, 500 feet. But I mean, it's not even close to the 900. Let's say that you needed a little more. It would do it. Feature request. Longer delay time. To be honest, man, I don't know. I don't know, because let's be honest and say that you don't need that long of a delay that often. Not a lot of people are doing more than 500 feet delay on a wing that often. I'm not gonna say nobody's doing it. I'm gonna say it doesn't happen every day. And usually 500 feet is enough for a PA. I think the longest I've done is 300 foot with RCF HDL20 back in the day. That's about it. I never really done any longer than that. Like 300 feet, I don't know many kit that can throw that far. Of course, if you have multiple, the first one at 300 feet is going to be fine. The second one, say 300 feet more, is going to be 600 feet. That's a lot. And like even a third delay at 900 feet, that's a long delay. That's a really long delay. I think you will have to use the method that I show here. And the funny thing is, if you're doing it this way where you have multiple delay, you can always add them up. Meaning your main is at 0, you're using matrix 1 like I just show here to do the first one, that is, let's say 250, which probably makes more sense. And you can I'm not gonna do it on the, I'm not gonna cheat here with that delay. I'm just gonna use other matrix for the second, matrix 5 for that delay. You can add another, let's say 250 feet, that's 500. Because you're adding up delay on top of delay on top of delay. So you don't need more than 500 if you're doing it this way. You can also use bus to do that. But yeah, I don't think you need that often. It can be on the list. I'm not gonna say it cannot be on the list. It can be definitely on the list, but I don't think I want that like really high on the list priority, to be honest. Personal opinion. I would rather be able to control the preamp of my Stagebox with my Hub 4 Pro. All right, let's try another way to do this. First let's take a look at my DL. Make sure if I connected in port B that I have something. I'm just gonna try to pull on this. Try not to rip anything out. But yeah, I can probably get that in. Don't look at it too hard. But port B, no sync. I see a DL. It says wing port B on it, and I have gain control. We're good. The DL is working. And if I'm doing it this way, I can definitely get that working. I just don't want to. Because I should be able to do this. And actually, let me try and import one now if I have anything. Is it playing with me? No. Source Hub 4 Pro. All right. I don't have sync. Why I don't have sync? Let me try changing the sync method on this thing. Not happy. Okay. AS50A. Hub 4 Pro is happy, but the 151 is not. I don't know where to go from here. Anybody got any clue? I can try. Okay, I can try the other way around. I can try to have the 151 in port A with the wing as a clock master. And now for some reason people are happy. Or should I say the Vice are happy? Because if I'm doing this, I have green light with yellow. I don't care about yellow here. I have green light for the 251, and I have the wing here happy. Do I have gain control? That's going to be the thing. I have the wing in here. I don't have the 151. Interesting. Let me dive into this a little more still. I'm not giving up. Worst case scenario, I can just run. Like, there's many ways to run this. I'm probably not 100 feet away from the PA, so I can probably just run a DMX XLR or 110 ohm XLR from the wing to the 4888, run a single Cat5 to the 151 and call it. Actually, no, I need the output from the Hub 4 Pro. Okay. I think it's too much for my brain right now. I think I'm gonna need to take a nap on that thing and understand why This is not working. I may have to do a phone call or two. We'll see if anybody... I'm probably going to give a phone call to AVL and see if anybody can help me out with this one. It's a tricky one. So, on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to call it a day after 2 hours of being live and just setting that up and not working. Probably going to do a random live stream later today. I need to get that show done, so I'm definitely going to stream that. As soon as I can fix my Stagebox thing, as soon as I can get my synchronization the way I want it to be, we're gonna build a show file like I did previously. Today is not gonna be that, well, not on this stream. Catch you guys later with that one. Hope you enjoy that stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you make it this far, and see you guys around. Till the next one, I want you guys to please take care of yourself, and I see you later. Probably definitely see you later tonight. See ya.